Hello lovelies, and welcome back to another installment of my edited down version of my weekly Twitch Witchcraft streams. And in this last week I made a cleansing spray, and it is this one, and it turned out so fabulous. Just so subtle and floral and minty. Fabulous. A friend of mine in my community was recently inspired by the Green Witch's Happy Home Cleansing Spray, and as such they inspired me. So this cleansing spray is indeed inspired by the Green Witch and their Happy Home Cleansing Spray. I did tweak it a little bit for myself, but we want to give credit where credit is due, and the credit of making this is not mine, it is the Green Witch's, and I will link the initial video down below because it is fantastic. But if you would like to know how I did it and what I did, then I hope you enjoy the rest of this video. I will also add in at the end just some little information bits about what I did and what ingredients I used, if you would like that. So without further ado, get comfy, get cozy, and we shall just get right on into it. And now I am ready for us to make these cleansing sprays. Now let me take you through some of the things that I have with me. I've got this Pyrex jug, okay? You can do this. If you're going to do this along with me, please note you can use a nice aesthetic bowl that's heat safe if you want to. Okay, so as you can see, I got some lemons. I have 2 spray bottles. Now these have about 1/4 to 1/5 of white cleaning vinegar in them, okay? And that is just to stop the concoction going rancid, because we are essentially brewing a tea. We're brewing a tea with the spiritual properties that we want from it, and we are going to be putting into that to be used as a cleansing spray. I also have with me some of my trusty lavender, which I love, and I also have some lemongrass that I'm going to be adding as well, as it's got quite cleansing properties, and mint for its beautiful fragrance, as well as lavender obviously, for its refreshing properties and for its energy bringing properties, which I'm super all about. So it's very simple, kind of few ingredient things, but this is what we're gonna make. Spiritual cleansing or cleaning cleansing? Both. Now here's the thing, I have added some of the white vinegar into that as because it also is going to stop this from going bad, but it does mean that I will be able to use this as a cleansing agent, like I can physically clean my space with it. White vinegar is what I use typically to clean any of the guinea pigs things, because it's safe to use on them and it's not too bothersome for them, and what I'm adding will hopefully add subtle fragrances in that won't overpower their noses. I'm going to put the juice of some of these lemons in both of them a little bit, and then in one that I want to clean surfaces with, I'm going to leave a lemon rind in. So what can you use if allergic to lavender? I believe that rosemary would be a good potential stand-in. So what I'm gonna do is, I think, let's set aside one of these to be my just put it there. Thank you.
It's hot.
I figured I just boiled it. I'm gonna squeeze some of the lemon in here, just for the cleansing properties. And what you want to do when you do this, depending on how you work, but just spend some time with the energy of the thing, right? If you're using this to make a cleansing spray that's not particularly spiritual, you don't have to do this, but just take some time with it. Like, imagine what you want from it infusing with the physical thing is what I like to do. And then I will probably cut up this little rind right here, and I'll probably add that into one of those shortly. So we just have it like a base of some nice lemon juice in there, because lemon juice is super cleansing and bleaching, and it's good for these purposes. Okay, I'm going to use a healthy dose of lavender because I fucking love lavender. I think I love lavender so much. I love the energy of lavender, I love the scent of lavender, and we're going to pour into our hands and just, again, spend time with that energy. Let me move this up. There we go. I'm just gonna spend time with the energy of the lavender. My hands are wet, so the lavender's gonna stick to me, and that's okay. So I'm using the lavender for cleansing as well as bringing peace to the space. And I love to add balance into all of the workings that I do. So I like adding in things like lavender when I'm adding energy into things, just to make sure that I am not going to be overwhelming anything. As someone who is neurodivergent, that's very important to me. I'm not gonna lie, this is like watching Bob Ross paint, but with witchcraft. That's the most glowing compliment I think I will ever get in my life. Thank you so I don't know if you meant it that way, but that's really kind. We're just spending time with each ingredient. We just want to appreciate the energy that's going into what we're making. And we want to make sure that our energy and what we want from it. And I think right now is a perfect time to visualize, and it's also the perfect time to set intention. So setting intention can just be as simple as asking the lavender to bring a cleansed and balanced energy, and visualizing and feeling what that energy would feel like, right? We're going to add that in there. I'm actually, I think I'm going to add in one of the whole lemons just to like steep in there with it. And maybe these as well, just to really get those vibes going. So next I'm going to add in is my lemongrass, which is also and this would be entirely drinkable. Before you add it to the white vinegar, obviously, don't drink white vinegar. But when I pour the hot water in this and let it steep, if you strain that out, you can absolutely use this as a tea. That's entirely valid as well. And again, I have to reiterate, this is not my idea. I give credit where credit is due. This is based on the Happy Home Cleansing Spray that the Green Witch posted a year ago. I fully recommend potentially watching that video. They also have a book out if you want to go more in depth, but you can find their channel and that video right here if that's something that you would like to do. But I don't, we're not about stealing things here, where we give credit where it is due, damn it. Lemongrass it's refreshing, it is cleansing. Again, I think it's a very nice balancing agent. And it has just this beautiful, like, warm and like vibrant, and there's just this very like warm, peaceful energy to it, I think. So again, we're just taking time with it. And what you want to do here is measure with the heart. Yeah? This isn't you want 1 teaspoon of X, 2 teaspoons of, no. This is measure with the heart. Measure with how it feels. If I do this, I'm gonna rub that lavender and call it a good girl, because that's the energy I want. Nightly. I can't, yeah, same. Kind of mad I didn't. Okay, and I'm just gonna add a little bit more of this in, because this is such a beautiful energy. And like, again, if you just want to make this as like a cleaning spray and you're not into the spiritual side of things, that's a-okay. I am, so I'm gonna do it this way, okay? And what I'm seeing from this spray, what I'm visualizing, what I'm wanting from this spray, from this cleansing and cleaning spray, is I'm wanting it to clean the energies that I don't want and fill the space with energy I do want, right? So we want calming, we want peaceful, we do want energy in there. Like I want the energy, which is why we're adding in the mint. And with the mint, I'm just gonna, and this is fresh mint, I thought that would be best for the concoction making. We're just gonna tear it up a little bit. Serene, big time, big time. We want there to be energy in there. We want joyous energy. We want determined drive. We want all of that. And I'm getting all of that from the mint. The mint is lovely. Plus it smells divine, which is something I want as well. But it is also quite refreshing. So we're just gonna spend some time with the mint, which has this kind of, I mean, mint has the energy you'd expect it to have, I think. It's very zingy, Got a very zingy energy. Now I'm not going to steal all of this mint because my guinea pigs love mint. Love mint. So we are going to pay the mint tithe to the guinea pig gods today. Make sure that they have something nice to snack on. I might reboil this kettle because it's been sat there for a while. Should have thought that through, but that's okay. Can you reboil it for me? Thank you. And you just take some time with the energies. Just a little bit more. In a second, I'm just gonna have a nice big whiff of that and see if I've gotten the vibes right. Ooh. Guess I'm a guinea pig. I grow my own mint and I'm obsessed with it. I can't wait to grow my own mint like Wolf. How do you contain it? Because I know mint is a persistent grower, shall I say. Do you keep it in pots? Let me just take a nice whiff of this. Oh my god, I cannot tell you how good that smells. Oh my god. All right, let me pay tithe to the guinea gods a second. Would you like some mint, my boys? I'm just gonna add a little bit more lavender in because I'm a sucker for lavender. Okay. Lavender and mint are possibly two of my favorites. Really big fan of basil as well. But basil has a distinct energy that might be a little bit overpowering for what I want to do today, so I think this is going to be absolutely perfect. So as again, you can absolutely use this as a tea. We're gonna pour the hot water in now. And you can drink this if you wanted to. That's absolutely fair and valid. Do I think that's going to be enough liquid? I should really get like a stirrer, shouldn't I? I'm going to add in a little bit more. There we go, that's good. I'll be right back. Here we go. I got my big old spoon and we're just going to gently agitate it. Okay, so there are a couple things that are quite good about this. I've added lemon for it's obviously a cleansing property, right? We use lemon in a lot of our cleaners, which is why I'm using it this way. Depending on your plants, if you don't add lemon, you could probably do this anyway, but depending on your plants, if you do add lemon, you can use the mulch that you get from this to feed your plants. Right? If you have particularly acidic soil-based plants like blueberries need to be in an acidic soil, this would probably be absolutely fine with the lemon. And the lemon is probably so watered down in this that you could probably still add the mulch of this to your plants, but just be careful, be aware of what plants you're using it for. I'm just gently agitating. And what this is going to do, so you know we have the spray command. Yeah. I'm gonna have one in here. And it's something that I'm always super aware of is when we do workings here, when I do tarot here or anything like that, it's really hard for me to cleanse the space, and I'll usually do it with sound. But I want something I can put out. I was so excited when Kaylee sent this over to me. That it will be pet safe. That I will be able to clean with it as well. That's going to be really, really nice. I'm very excited. I was going to do this in a different bowl but then I remembered that I'm pouring into these tiny little holes as a spray bottle. And that's going to be very difficult if it doesn't have a pouring spout, so I'm just gently agitating. It smells beautiful. It smells really, really beautiful. And this is essentially a lovely way for you to do a kind of simmer pot as well if you don't have access to something that you can keep on a continuous boil. It's a good alternative. So if you're looking to, like this in and of itself is cleansing the space right now with its steam, right? And if you're wanting to do something like that, but you don't have the ability to do it on a pot, on a stove, on a hob or whatever, doing it like this, especially if you are a herbal tea person, preparing your herbal tea this way, letting the steam kind of rush out into the room, push out any unwanted energies, a really good way of doing that. And it's turning like this really interesting, lovely, like kind of warm, reddish brown color, which is fascinating more than anything, right? That's really nice. That's really quite lovely. It's quite earthy. That's coming in from that lemon balm. Not the lemon balm, the lemongrass rather. Very kind of earthy tones. There's like a floral and a fresh, very, very subtle vibe to it. And that is obviously coming through from the lavender and the mint. And the lemon doesn't really have a scent in this, as it wouldn't. Not really. But that's okay, we're using that specifically for its cleansing properties. And that's why also it's quite nice and pet safe, because this is not in any way overpowering. And I'm using things that aren't going to encourage, particularly in my pets, any kind of respiratory infections. Obviously they're not going to be ingesting this, so I don't have to worry about that. And we're just going to let that steep for a little while. And then we're going to pour it into our little sprays. And in the meantime, I'll be right back. I'm just going to go and take the rind off of this so that I can put it in one of these bottles, and that will be my surface cleaning spray, as it's going to have the lovely kind of lemony properties. I think I'm going to keep some of the flesh on it a little bit, just so it's got that kind of acidity in there as well, and the bleaching element, but I will be right back. Please look after my little simmer pot for me. Okay, and then I'm going to very indelicately shove this in one of the bottles, whichever has more of the vinegar in. I think it's that one. So very indelicately going to shove this in. Yeah, get in there. Thank you very much. Good. And that is essentially, it's going to just infuse with the vinegar as well, which will help neutralize the vinegar scent too. Lovely. Had to make sure it was in a big enough piece as well so that it wouldn't clog up the end of my spray. I'm gonna let this go for like another 10 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna try and squeeze some of the juice out of the lemons that I just added in. Good, yeah. Feel good about that. Good. As I said, this is drinkable. I'm tempted. I am tempted. I feel like it would be really nice. Okay, so I do have a problem thinking about it. I'm going to need another bowl and something to just filter through a little bit. So it's going to be interesting. So we're going to go from one bowl thing to another bowl thing, okay? Let me move these slightly out of the way so we've got more vision here. Lovely. Okay, this is going to be interesting. But you know what? We're going to be able to cleanse down my desk after this and test it, and that's going to be really nice. Okay. I didn't think about this. I did not think about this. Maybe the bowl's not a good idea. How do I do this? I'm gonna try, okay? This is actually working really well. It's got a beautiful, pinky red color. What a beautiful color that it's gone though. Isn't that so pretty? That's so lovely. Yes! Okay, I need to get rid of this mulch a second, because look, it's a whole lot of mulch. Oh, it does smell incredible. It smells so good. I can't. Oh, I'm so excited by this. Okay. It would be a pretty color to paint with, wouldn't it? This beautiful, pinkish color. It's so lovely. So gently, we're going to pour into here. There's just a little bit here that I need to get out. Come on. Tiny bit of like lavender that's stuck. There we go. Perfect. I'm gonna try it. It's a little off screen. My apologies. I'm going to try it. That's fucking great. It's really nice. It's a little lemony because I put a whole lemon in it. So it is a little lemony. Absolutely it is. You could probably do, if you're wanting to do this as a tea, you could probably use less lemon. But it is really nice and soothing, I will say. I think it would work as a cold brew. Like if you steeped it like that and then you poured it over ice in the summertime, you'd be in business, babes. I'm just gonna half fill, just to make sure that they both get enough in them. Ooh, everything's fine. And now I have one that is depicted as the the actual cleaner, because it's got the little bit of lemon in it, and one that I can use as just my little spray. Bit of Manuka honey in it. Yeah, it would. It really would. Lemon, lavender, and mint. It is such a good combo. I'm just gonna lightly shake it because it is still kind of hot. I'm gonna let that sit for a second. I'm still getting a tiny hint. It's not very strong, but there's a tiny hint of the vinegar smell there. And I think it's just because it needs to sit in there a little bit longer. So we're going to try that again properly in a second. But that is 2 cleansing sprays ready to go. And again, we're just going to lightly, all I'm doing to shake it is this. And I'm going to do that with this one as well. I can't believe the color it came out is so pretty. Excuse me, I just made a potion. Excuse me. Okay, hold on. Not overpowering. It could have used a little less vinegar. I concede there, it's a work in progress. I can use a little less next time, but it is going to make it stop going off essentially. So in the future, I think when I do this, and I will do this again because I do think this is a success, I think maybe like a 6th vinegar will be plenty. There we go. It's a bit over full. There we go. But it's really pleasant. I'm just going to spend some time like flipping the bottles a little bit. So we're just going to really like infuse all the properties in with that vinegar so that everything is nice and mixed together. And like as it all mixes together again, you can just sit with it, sit with the energy that is still kind of mixing in there together. That's still creating And just feel the intention that you want from it. Visualize the intention that you want from it. Speak it aloud. Words have power. You can say something along the lines of, I enchant this spray to cleanse and enhance my space. It smells super fresh. There is a tiny hint of the vinegar in it. And again, you could get rid of that by like lowering the amount ever so slightly. But what's really coming through in a super subtle way, it doesn't have a strong fragrance at all, which I really like for a like non-overwhelming version, especially if you are neurodivergent and strong scents can get to you and it makes smoke cleansing hard, right? It's really subtle. It's very subtle, but that like the mint and the lavender is just peeping through that enough that it smells fresh, you know? A crying success, babes. And look it's so pretty. I wish it didn't have lavender in it. I love the smell, but it makes me itchy. Kaylee said that they swapped out lavender because they don't like lavender either, for rosemary. So I don't see why you couldn't do that as an option. Well, I'm thoroughly pleased with that.